now you guys are playing so much better than at the beginning of the season?
I think a lot of that just comes down to confidence and chemistry. Throwing 4 new guys in there. I know Pat did get playing 2 really big games last year, but confidence and chemistry. We've always been friends. We're a really tight group, but I think with any position, if you're not out there playing with confidence, you're going to play slow, and you can't play slow in college football. You're going to get beat. You're going to make mistakes if you play that way. You got to go out there and be instinctual. So. That, I think, was huge for a lot of guys, was just having confidence in their own ability, and then the chemistry, just to get used to playing with each other, because this group had not played together with each other. And then, and even in camp a little bit, some guys would get banged up, and we'd roll guys through there, and then just getting that chemistry together to play with one another. And I just think those were the 2 big factors in how we've played.
How much of a leadership role did you guys play as kind of the guy to help get everybody to gel? You talked about needing that time. I have to imagine you kind of had to be the guy to step up and get everything going in the right direction.
Right, because last year, after last season, we lost all our leadership in that room. Because last year I was not a leader. I was following, and that's how it should have been. And there was kind of a void there, and I had to fill that, especially being the one guy as the returning starter. And I think the big part of that role is setting the standard of how to practice and how to prepare, how to handle yourself, and then holding guys to that standard, but also letting them know that you have confidence in what they're doing, and you believe in them, and you know that they're going to get the job done, and you have each other's back out there. And I think that's the big thing is holding those guys to that standard, but also letting them know that you believe in them, you love them, you care about them.
Has there been a development within yourself? Is it that leadership, or is there something else that you've seen, over the course of the season and even from past seasons that you've grown to this point?
I think, my own leadership has grown, definitely. I think probably everybody on this team, and when they were younger, was a leader by default, just by being the better players on the team. But when you come here, everybody's that guy. So I think my leadership definitely grew from my first 2 years. Just being the young guy and following and learning from the older guys who were really great players. But like I said, I think a lot of how we've been playing isn't so much that, is the confidence and chemistry that's developed.
Now, obviously, not a guy that you're super familiar with, but we talked about, you get to play with Michael Bennett, who's at center, Hollis, Braxton, Dave from Wayne. But then on the other side of the ball, going up against a guy like Trey Priest, who, again, a guy from the area that, now you'll get to go up against. What's that like for you?
Well, actually, I played him my sophomore year in high school, and they beat us 49-0. And he ran the ball, and he made every tackle. So, he's a great player, and I know Ohio State wanted him to play here, so I'm not making a huge deal out of that. It's definitely cool to see all kinds of guys from our GWAC conference, playing in big games and playing all over the country, but I'm not making a huge deal out of that or reading too much into that.
Is it at least exciting for you, the fact that you do get a guy to talk about playing against him and seeing him from that point to this point? Does that excite you at all because you have that familiarity?
I wouldn't necessarily call it familiarity. I played the one game against him, but it is, like I said, it's cool, but I'm not reading a lot into it. He's obviously a really good player. He's kind of him and Landon Collins kind of leader of that defense, and it's a really good defense. So from being from the same area, yeah, I'm happy that the guys are succeeding and doing well. But outside of that, not a huge deal to me.
Talk about Alabama's defensive line. Talk about how much better the defensive line that you guys have. Probably the 2 best defensive lines in the country. You practice against them, every single day.
Right. I think a lot of my own growth, especially in pass protection, has come from our own D-line. Because every day, depending on what it is, third downs, first downs, what it is, I'm gonna get a go against Joey or Steve, or when Noah was still with us, I'm gonna get a go against those guys. In some capacity. So being able to play at that level in practice, it really prepares you for stuff like this. I've never had to block guys of that caliber for a full game. I've played against Shalik Calhoun and some really good players, but not top to bottom guys that are rolling through like this at this level, other than in practice and more so in spring ball, because that's all one-on-ones. So, I think Joey especially is one of the best in the country. So it's going to be, a lot of good defensive linemen out there. And then I think, both teams have good offensive lines. And like with any game, whoever wins the battle in the trenches is going to win the game. So, that's what it's going to come down to, I think.
Teams preach about family and atmosphere. I think